My 18-inch long Johnson.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and over the years I have tried mightily to interest Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer in my lock collection. Unfortunately, I've had no success at all, until last week when she came home with this absolutely perfect example of a Johnson. And it's not just any Johnson, it's the extraordinarily rare 18-inch variant. I did ask her why she was finally showing interest in locks, and all she would say is, unlike my 2.5-inch long cock, this 18-inch Johnson would be getting a lot of use. So, how does one use an 18-inch long Johnson? It's fairly simple. All you need to do is insert the tip of the shaft into this opening and press firmly. You'll note that while the shaft is fairly flexible, it's also quite hard. And that hardness is both intrinsic to the function and it greatly aids the insertion. Now, one thing I immediately noticed with my new Johnson is that no matter how hard I pushed, I wasn't able to stuff more than about 6 to 8 inches into the opening. If you try to shove it in any farther, you're likely going to do damage. You can, however, insert the Johnson in either the front or the rear opening. To get it in the rear, you flip it over, then insert the tip of the shaft. That's usually the hard part. Then give it a solid shove to fully seat it. Once again, inserting the Johnson more than about 6 to 8 inches into the rear hole risks damage, though you may be able to get in a bit farther with proper lubrication. Now, as you might imagine, I was quite proud of my new 18-inch Johnson. And when I received it, I showed it to all of my friends and family, at least those who I could get to look. I was quite surprised when my father took me aside and revealed that he too had an unusual Johnson. In fact, one that's far more rare than my own. His, of course, is a slightly older model, which is generally built the same, with a somewhat flexible, yet very hard shaft. However, my father's Johnson is a full 24 inches long. I can't even get it on screen. I've read about Johnsons this long, but never imagined I'd ever get to handle one. Now, when I first examined it, I noticed...
Guys, was it called Richard or Johnson or... Why the fuck?
...that my father's Johnson has a wide bulbous feature on the end of the shaft. Because of that, you can only shove about 2 to 3 inches of the shaft, really just the tip, into the opening. After that, it tends to get stuck. That said, it does seem to be very effective. So, I think you all can tell that I'm very pleased with Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer's new acquisition. And much to my surprise, for someone who doesn't like locks, she also seems to be quite excited about my 18-inch Johnson. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st.
Manipulating my tiny cock.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is one of the most treasured cylinders in my collection, and one that I don't often share publicly. In fact, I normally only show it to my wife. It goes by many different names, but my favorite is that used by the French, so that is what we will use today. It is Le Coq.
Le Coq?
Now, I have had this cylinder for literally as long as I can remember. In fact, I vividly recall playing with it all the time when I was younger. And you can see from the condition that this cock has seen some hard use over the years. If you're familiar with cock cylinders, you may be thinking right about now that mine is a little...
How come that the fucking, the locker entrance look like a vagina?
Small side. And it's true. This is only about 2.35 inches long, which makes it the smallest cock that I have ever seen. But even so, it never fails to put a smile on my face, and I've come to terms with the fact that I'll probably never have a bigger one. Now, manipulating the cock, like most other cylinders, does require a deft touch. With too much or too little force, nothing will happen, and likewise, you need to know exactly where and how to twist and push if you're going to be successful. But with all the time I've spent with this cock over the years, I have become a true master at manipulating it. So let me show you how it's done. I like to grasp the cylinder firmly with my left hand, wrapping my fingers tightly around it. And with that same hand, I apply a clockwise torque. Now that torque is pretty firm at first, but during the course of the manipulation, I tend to subconsciously vary and pulse the pressure depending on how it feels. With my other hand, I start at the tip of the cock and slowly tease the tips of the pins up using a firm pulsing motion. And I like to work my way towards the back of the cock and then repeat those motions over and over again until we get the desired result. So let's see if we can do that right now. Now I normally narrate when I do this, but when I manipulate this cock, I tend to lose my concentration.
Oh my god.
So we're not going to do that today.
I'm honey.
Yep, cock.
Azora, thank you. 8 months. 69 hydrate. Doesn't look like 69.
And there we go. It tends to catch me by surprise every now and then, but I'll tell you, it never gets old. So normally I'd take this apart right now to show you what's inside, but the prospect of permanently damaging my cock is frankly unthinkable, so I'm not going to risk it. That means that's it for today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a great April 1st. Bye-bye.
Getting into my wife's beaver. Is that another fucking... What? Getting into my wife's beaver.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and about a year ago, I showed you my absolute favorite cylinder, this well-used, albeit somewhat short cock. Now, if you'd like to see more of my cock, I'll leave a link to that year-old video in the description.
Yes, I'd like to see more of your cock.
Below. But today is all about the favorite of Mrs. Lockpicking Lawyer.
Please
and
give
while
it to
she
me.
does like my cock, it is not her favorite. Her favorite is one that she actually had even before I knew her, though it never got any use until after we met. At least that's what she tells me. If you saw the title to this video, then you know that it is, of course, her beaver. Now, I have been avidly interested in beavers since I was a teenager. But over the years,
I can't
no
laugh
two
because
beavers that I've
I
ever
don't know what
seen
that
have been
means.
exactly alike. So, let's take a closer
Why
look
beaver?
at my wife's beaver. The most obvious feature
Why
is the large
beaver?
opening in the center. But if we take a closer look, we'll see something that a lot of guys miss. There's a small hood-shaped feature
Slime for
at the 12
pussy?
o'clock position.
I
If you're
literally, the
going to
first time I
manipulate a
hear
beaver,
this.
you're going to have to give that area special
Man.
attention. Another notable property is the wrinkled surface
Looks
all
like a
around
power
the main
button.
opening. Not all beavers have that. In fact,
Press
I have
it.
another beaver that I keep on the side. My wife doesn't know about this one.
Sunlight?
Let's take
I
a
don't know
look
what
at it.
you're talking
You'll
about,
see that
actually.
this one is perfectly smooth on
I've
the
never
outside.
heard of that.
That's actually pretty common on the newer beavers. So let's hide this one away and then see what it takes
Really?
to get into my wife's. Now, from experience, I can tell you that a generous squirt of lube will make this process go much easier. So let's do that now. And we're going to work that in to get it very slick on the inside.
Terry's
Okay,
also
now
a
that it's
video of him
lubricated,
getting into his
I'm going
ex's
to
back
take
door
out
yet.
my tool. Now it looks a little bit on the big side. In fact, when my wife first saw it, she didn't think it would fit. But after that squirt of lube we gave it earlier, it should slip right in.
Marcel.
But before I show you that, a word about technique. I'm going to be using a firm thrusting motion.
That
because it would
video.
be
I think
small
I've seen
twist.
it. Someone
Not
sent it to
everyone
me
does it that
before.
way, but I find that technique very effective. Okay, let's get started.
Ow. Don't bonk me. Dude, I bet some normies
So,
watching
as you
me
can
right now
see,
is like,
it
what
is
the
disappointingly
fuck?
fast and easy to get
Hey-
into
hey,
my
Normans.
wife's beaver. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below.
What the
If you
fuck?
like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe and have a great April 1st.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. at this video.
This is the lockpicking lawyer.
The first time I watched it, I didn't understand what's going on. I actually thought he's fixing the door.
On this channel, I've demonstrated how to penetrate some of the most secure equipment out there, usually using some very simple tools. But it's almost always done right here on my desk.
I was fucking unaware.
That might not be equivalent to field conditions. So today, I'm taking you on the road with me. You see, I just got a call from my ex-girlfriend who's having a problem. Her new boyfriend is apparently having trouble getting in her back door. It's really tight, and she told him to stop trying because all he was doing was pushing really hard, and she was afraid something would break. But she remembered that when we were dating, I used to go in through her back door all the time. This is a...
Okay, I get it now.
Picture of her back door. She just sent it to me, and I don't see any reason why this should be a problem.
Frankly,
it looks looser than it was back when we were dating. So, while her boyfriend's at work, she asked me to come over and see if I could help loosen things up. I, of course, agreed, so long as I could get it on video and share it on this
Exclamation mark
channel.
up time. Oh, hey Annie, just me. Yep, Lecoq. I had today off but took a break from festivities to do my job. My job being blessing everyone with funny dono time. To my fellows, happy Labor Day. Still get it, guys? 420? Ha.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for taking time
without breaking anything. Okay, folks, here we are, and I have to say that my ex-girlfriend's back door is far dirtier than it ever used to be.
I didn't know it's a Labor Day.
It seems to have been neglected pretty badly, but I'm actually glad to find it this way. So you can see why I always keep baby wipes handy whenever I do anything like this. Let's get one out and wipe all of this brown residue away.
Oh. I swear I did not get it last time.
Okay, this is pretty dirty. It might be a 2-wipe job.
Don't bonk me.
Okay, now that we have the outside just a little bit cleaner, it's time to flush out the inside as well. And because we need to lubricate this anyway, I'm going to flush out the main opening with a good bit of lube. We just need to be sure to keep a towel underneath that opening so we don't make a mess. Here it makes a lot of sense to be generous with that lubricant. Back doors tend to be neglected, so you can't have too much. Okay, we are almost ready, but before I go any further, I need to put on some rubber for my own protection.
Too soon. Nah, it's fine.
Now, depending on various factors, I should note that the opening could be in an awkward position. And all I have to say about that is deal with it. It's not uncommon, especially when you're going in through the back door. Now, I can't just shove in my tool. I need to be very gentle and wiggle things into position if I'm going to stand any chance of getting in.
I don't want to imagine. No. I'm not gonna look.
I think we're there. All it needs now is a firm shove, and we are in. Now you need to understand that just because I got in her back door doesn't mean that her boyfriend will be able to as well. So I need to spend some time working it in and loosening it up. But I'm going to do that off camera, so that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe and have a great April 1st.
Bro. Wait, what the fuck?